Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Prize Ship, a short story by Philip K. Dick. It was published in 1954. Um, and it's about this conflict between the planet Ganymedes and Earth. Earth has been benefiting from Ganymedes, and Ganymedes has been providing it things, resources. But Ganymedes eventually feels that Earth needs to pay it taxes, which it doesn't. So Ganymedes threatens to blow up Earth if it doesn't do that. But instead of cooperating, the people on Earth decide to go to war with Ganymedes. And in the process of trying to figure out, they discover this spaceship from Ganymedes, but they think it might actually be able to help them. Be able to help them in this battle. And the ship, which is, I guess, the prize ship, it resembles a globe. And so once they do a test, they try to see, well, how does this ship work? What can we do with it? How can it be useful to us? It takes them to this foreign land, this strange planet that kind of resembles Earth, but there's all these little people trying to fight them. It's a very kind of sort of uncanny atmosphere. And eventually after they've engaged in this battle, they take the spaceship, at least what they think is going to be back to planet Earth, but then they find themselves in a world where everybody is suddenly much bigger than they are. This is very strange. And eventually they discover that after they've finally give up, and they say, we're just going to go to Ganymede because we can't get back to Earth. They find out that what they thought was a spaceship, the spherical ship, was actually a time machine. So it had taken them at different times in human evolution and the evolution of planet Earth. It was on planet Earth, but it was about the expansion of the universe, and that determined the size of these beings. Really, of these people, I should say. And I would say that this is an example of something where I would probably, I would take back some of the things that I said in my last video about, maybe more sort of generic platitudes or these statements about Philip K. Dick, saying that, he seems to have sometimes gotten on the bandwagon with some of the sci-fi writers who try to separate themselves from the romantic writers. And, he can overdo the grittiness, and, I think that this is where you almost feel like in this story, the whole cosmos, it feels like the whole universe is sort of in some kind of orchestra together. It's that same feeling that when you do read the romantic writers, whether it's, or even writers that are technically before the romantic era, but still resemble those values, like Dante. When you look at paradise, the different levels of paradise, the whole cosmos is just coming together, and it's like a mind trip. It's just wonderful, because when they at the stage in the story where they go to the stage in human evolution where all the human beings are much larger than they are. It's described as being this misty, ghostly kind of world where they hear this rumbling, almost like this oceanic rumbling beneath them. And it's like this and it's very amorphous, and it's a huge shift from this sort of bizarre land of midgets where they've taken, they've killed them all off, and they think this is going to help them, basically not have to pay taxes and just be able to take, to take their endless supply of resources, which is symbolic, I'm sure, of a lot of other things that I'm just beginning to kind of scratch the surface of, and I can't even really talk in a whole lot of depth about yet, but I definitely see that he's alluding to a lot of the imperialism, the kind of gluttony, the endless sort of wealth and the endless I guess avarice of that's been going on in human civilization. Maybe there's some things about British imperialism, American imperialism, but that's a side note. I would say that this is where I think he really he pulls through. I mean, he always had that visionary spark. I'm not saying his writing is otherwise really bad, but this is where I think that is more refined. So I would highly recommend it.